Okay, kids, here we come. We're going on the B Cup. Yay, we're going on the B Cup. Good morning, kids. I'm going to go live on the B Cup here on Facebook at the same time. Good morning, kids. How are you? It's Monday, and I'm working on getting this thing set up here while I talk to you. So we can't forget our friends on Facebook because we like to do both at the same time. And then I put the link here, and I put the link here. And yes, do you know that I do everything all by myself? I think it's time that I have an assistant. What do you guys think? So let's go live here. It's cold in LA. Good morning, my friend. That's why I'm wearing a scarf. I don't know why I'm cold, but I am. I'm so cold. It's ridiculous. But good morning anyway. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to you. Good morning. It's coffee time. I've already had two coffees. Actually, no, this is my second coffee right here. I lied. How is everybody this morning? Good morning, Stacy. How are you? There's look at my mustache. Look at my mustache. Is that gross? Yeah. It's foam. So, good morning, Lauren, Philip, Crystal. Hi, everybody. Hi, Nate. Hi, everybody. Good, nice to see you. Crystal says it's in Arizona. It's 55 in Arizona. It's 55. That's not normal. Good morning, Charlie. Is it normal to be 55 in Arizona? I don't think it is normal, actually. But what is normal? Look, I'm totally wearing this. Good morning, Wake and Bake. I'm totally wearing this because I'm cold. Oh, your power didn't get cut off this morning, Reagan? That would be horrible. I remember those days. Hi, Nushi. Nice to see you. Good morning, Cassie. Good morning, Connor. Good morning, Brendan. Yesterday, I was downtown Los Angeles at this event that we put on. That they put on. I never thought Ohio would be warmer than Arizona. Yeah, it's weird. Well, global warming, kids. But yesterday, I was in downtown LA at this amazing event. I met so many amazing people in the cannabis business. The cannabis business is growing. Good morning, Leah. Nice to see you. I have become part of the cannabis world, which is so amazing. I can't tell you guys. It is the future. It is the way community should be. I'm around all these amazing people now, you guys. I'm around all these amazing cannabis people. Cannabis people are exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about community. I'm not kidding you. These people care about each other. There's seriously no bullshit. There's no bullshit about if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're black, if you're white, if you're queer, if you're not queer, There isn't. Nobody cares. There was every type of person at this event yesterday. Every single kind of person you could imagine. Lots and lots of women, which was really awesome. But there was a lot of really pro-women networking there. But there was lots of guys there, but they weren't gross, yucky men. They were just great men who believed in spirituality and connecting us together. And it's honestly why I feel so connected to the cannabis world. The cannabis world has it. They understand it. It's about creating a world where we can all just be ourselves. Nobody's judging anybody. Nobody cares. It's about medicine. I am a medicine man now. I am not a drug dealer. I am a medicine man. I am creating medication to help my community, help them, listen to me, help them be able to deal with the stresses of life without using narcotics. Oxycodone, Vicodin, all the bullshit we keep giving each other. Cannabis is the future of medication. Now, that said, I understand not everybody can use cannabis, especially in their sobriety. Don't use it. But it doesn't mean other people can't, and it doesn't mean that we shouldn't talk about it on that level. I am sober from drugs and alcohol. 30 years I haven't used any alcohol or any drugs. 5 years I've been using cannabis. It helps me function in my life. It makes me feel great. I'm not abusing it. I'm not on the streets. I'm not homeless. I haven't lost my job. It's not a gateway drug to cocaine. This is what I believe passionately. And you know me when I'm passionate about something. So that's why I believe in cannabis. And I'm telling you, networking with these cannabis people has been amazing for me. It has really, honestly, brought back faith to me for community and how community should be. It really has. And so when I go to these things and I come back to what's happening in our own community here, and I'm just like, why can't you see this? If we stop fucking pointing fingers at each other. We have to stop pointing fingers at each other that it's your fault that this is that way. It's your fault. You know, here's what I put as the topic of today. I put the topic of today, your identity. Why did I put the topic of today, your identity? Oh, I also want to tell you this. So yesterday I met some amazing women who are all about reproductive health on your own and how not to have to go to the gynecologist and how to understand your own body, your own female body. But I spoke to this woman and I said, but do you understand that there are men who have vaginas? And she was like, I was like, yes, there's men who have vaginas. I'm a man who has a vagina. And she was like, wow, really? I would never know that. I go, of course you wouldn't. But I'm a man who has a vagina, and there's millions of other men like me out there. Yet we're not talking about vaginal health for men. And she's like, oh my God, you're blowing my mind. And I'm like, I know, that's the point. I want to blow your mind. Good morning, Val. Hi, Finn. Nice to see you. And she was like, oh, that's a whole other level. And I'm like, yes, we need to talk about this, and we need to start working on this together as teams. And she was like, of course, I'm going to bring you into, we're going to be doing all these panels and I'm going to bring you in to talk. I said, yes, I need to be able to talk to the doctors too. I need to be able to talk to the gynecologists too. I need to let people in the medical world understand that men like me exist and why. You know I love to talk about my lube. I love to talk about my lube because this lube will actually get into gynecological offices, right? And start the conversation of men's vaginal health. Now look, if you're a man out there right now and you are a transgender man who still has a vagina but you're not cool with it, that's okay, my friend. Don't be okay with it. But you know what? There's a lot of men out there, including myself, who have vaginas and who are very okay with it. And me, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm worth it. I am worth good medical care. I deserve good medical care, and I deserve to be treated just like everybody else. And that, my friends, is me speaking for us. It is. It is me speaking for us on a level that I believe that I have to. It is my responsibility as a visible man with a vagina to bring these subjects to the medical world. Okay? Because if we don't bring it to the medical world, they don't give a shit about us. So me, being the kind of guy that knows how do I get my foot in the door, I always go through the back door. I have to go to the back door because nobody will let me in the front door. They won't let me in the front door, kids. So you know what I figured out? I've always figured out how to find the back door. And this, my friend, is the back door. Guess what? The back door to our health. This is the back door to our health because you know what this will do? This will get into gynecological offices. It will start to teach them to talk about the fact that men have vaginas and we need to talk about it, right? I found the back door. That's it. I also found the back door to what? Pornography. Nobody would let me in. Do you know that the porn industry would not let me even touch it? They thought I was a freak in the porn industry. I found the back door. I made it myself and I busted down that fucking back door. That's what I really want to inspire you to do. You have to do it too. I can't be the only one. Do it too. You guys do it. I know you do. However you do it, whoever you're talking to, being present every day out there in the world as a man, whatever, as a woman, whatever, as a gender non, whatever, as whatever. But be that person out there. Be your own identity. Good morning, Kirsten. Good morning, Liam. How are you? Good morning, Demikio. Nice to see you. Good morning, everyone. Deanna, nice to see you. My wife did her thesis on transgender men pap smears. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for doing that. Every little bit of anything that we do, we advance our healthcare. We advance our healthcare. Because if we don't have our own healthcare, it's our own fault. I'll say it again. If we don't have our own healthcare, it's our own fucking fault because we're not educating the fucking doctors to understand that we exist. I know that for a fact. If the doctors don't know how to treat us, how are they going to treat us? And how are they even going to know that we exist? How are they going to even know we exist? We have to show up and demand that they learn about us as men with vaginas. And that's what I do. When I create this product, it isn't for me to be famous. It isn't for me to be rich because I'm far from it. It's for me and my activism to get in the back door. Do you know what a product does? Do you know what a product does? It legitimizes us. It legitimizes us. This is a legitimate product that will be in Walgreens, Walmart, no, fuck Walmart, CVS. It will. You watch me get it in there. This will be in CVS. Listen to me. Count my words. It will be in CVS if it's the last fucking thing I do. And once it gets into CVS, it's all over, my friends. We just fucking did it. Val says gynecologists must treat women with man bits as the women they are. I'm not really understand, Val. Gynecologists must treat women with man bits as... Oh, I see what you're saying. You're right. You're right. They must. But are we educating them about women with penises? I don't know about man bits. Are we teaching gynecologists? That's not my expertise. I know nothing about being a woman with a penis, so I can't even discuss that. I have lots of friends, women with penises, but yes, you're right. They also need to be speaking up to the gynecologist and say, I don't want to go to the doctor over here who doesn't understand me as a woman. I want to go to the doctor that understands me as a woman, and that's usually a gynecologist. Ms. Christine, nice to see you, my friend, says, I work with youth and you inspire me to open topics for them to explore and understand in a healthy manner. Thank you, my friend. And listen, let's talk to the youth about masturbation. Do you talk to your... Stay right there. Don't move. Stay right there. Do you talk to your children about the buck off? Do you? Do you? I've already been talking to psychologists about putting this in their office. Therapists, if any of you are therapists, reach out to me. These things should be in your therapist's office. These things right here. Okay? Not because of me, but because this is what's going to happen. There's a lot of youngsters or a lot of people who have genitals that they don't like, right? But if they see things like, and they feel no hope. They feel no hope because they think people don't understand them. But if they see products in your office, and they're like, oh, I think my therapist is cool about talking about sex and how I feel. Honestly, imagine when you weren't feeling good about your body, and if you saw this at your gynecologist's office or your therapist's office, how would that make you feel? It would make you feel validated. It would make you feel validated because now all the products in the gynecologist's office speak to women. They speak to women. And they speak to women vaginas. They don't speak to man vaginas. So if you're sitting there at your therapist's office and you're really like stressing out on the fact that you really want to touch your vagina, you really want to touch your parts, you really want to feel masculine, but it feels like a vagina, how do you talk to your therapist about it? How do you even know your therapist is averse to talk about it? If your therapist has this sitting in their office, you know they do. You know they're cool about it. And you know what this does? This isn't a sex toy. This is not a sex toy. This is bigger than a sex toy. This is a simple product that can actually save and change lives. It will teach people that your genitals are not something to be afraid of. That your genitals are a part of you. that your genitals should be touched and loved. Every single part of your body should be touched and loved. Every single part. That includes your butthole. I'm not kidding. It includes your butthole. Even if you don't like your butthole, touch it. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You don't have to like to be sexually engaged in it. That's okay. I don't care about that. Touch your body. Do not feel this way about your body. Touch your body. It is your body. It is nobody else's body. Stop letting people tell you that your vagina is not masculine. Your vagina is... I wish I could show you my vagina right now. But I can't because we're on Facebook and we're on YouTube. I would show you my vagina right now. Just Google it. And you will see that that's a man's vagina. That ain't a lady vagina. There's a difference between a lady vagina and a man vagina. Big time. Big time. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Yes, on buckangel.com. Go to buckangel.com. And right now, honestly, if you get this, I'm going to send you a DVD too. That sounds all commercially, but it's real. Listen to me. When I created the Buck Off, I created it for you. For you. For the people out there who are so disconnected with their bodies. I created lube for you. Don't you see? This is not about me. This is about creating an environment where we can express our sexuality, our sexual being, our sexual bodies. We need to stop shaming ourselves. The goddamn shaming about sex in the transgender community is disgusting. It is why many people in this community, not many, I have to stop saying that, why some people in this community don't like me. They don't like that I talk about my vagina. They don't say I'm a man with a vagina. They don't talk about my pornography, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a pornographer. I'm a person that talks about loving your body, fucking your body, touching your body, licking your body, enjoying your body. Do you think that things like this would get made if sex wasn't something people like to do? They love it. Sex is like the ultimate. Why are we not teaching people in our community to fucking love sex? Right? Why are we not teaching people? I have a video on my site that you can see how it works. But yes, I know I agree with showing that in illustration form. Simeon says, I love how you are changing the world and opening. I'm not. We are. When you come on here and you listen to me and you take it back and you talk to somebody else about it, it's the reason why I talk to you about it, because I'm encouraging you to go back to your gynecologist and say, do you have the Buck Off? And not for me, it's for us. Do you have this? There are trans men who are too scared to talk about their dry vaginas. Why do you have a dry vagina? You have a dry vagina because you have no estrogen in your body. When you take testosterone, it eliminates the estrogen, which then destroys your body. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not talking about that? That's why I had to create a lube. Because all these kids are like, Trampall, you're the only one I can think of to ask. I'm the only one that you can ask. My vagina is dry. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means, first off, it's not good. Your vagina needs estrogen to function. Anybody out there with a vagina, your vagina needs estrogen to function. Now, cisgender women understand this as menopausal. When you start to go through menopause, your vagina dries, you get irritated, it becomes something else. Guess what happens? You don't want to have sex. You don't want to have sex. So I have trans guys, dude, my vagina's dry, I don't feel like having sex. I'm like, you need to take estrogen. You need to talk to your doctor. But then guess what? The doctor doesn't even know. I'm like Dr. Angel now. That's not okay. I'm not a doctor. I'm a person who lives my life freely, openly, that I know my body like a motherfucker. I know I've been researching why do trans men have dry vaginas for a long time. There is no talk about it. So here you go. This is what I'm going to tell you right now. Brendan said, I've had a histo, but I am the opposite of dry. That's amazing and rare. Alex says, that's sad, actually. There should be more who know this stuff, you know? Like, of course, like a frickin' doctor. Rocky says, we have a lot of work to do in the medical community, and it's our responsibility, my friends, my trans man friends out there. It is our responsibility to talk to the gynecologist about dry vagina, about checking us out, about being okay to go to the gynecologist. Let me tell you a little story here for a minute. Let Tramp, tell you a story. Just kidding. Let Tramp, tell you a little story. But first, I'm going to have a little coffee. So, Jamie says, I'm going through transitioning. Right on. Be careful with your vagina. Pay attention to your vagina if you're transitioning. Pay attention to your vagina right now if you are transitioning. How does it feel? Does it feel different? Does it feel uncomfortable? Talk about it. These are health problems. And this is what I'm going to tell you right now. I was 18, 19 years on testosterone. I was having a lot of sex. And after orgasm, I was getting very, 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 very bad pains. Very similar to menstrual pains. Those cramps that you get, those cramps. Every time I had an orgasm. And I was like, what the fuck? And it kept getting worse and worse and worse. Finally, after going to I don't even know how many gynecologists, and they were telling me, we don't know, it's just normal. That's what they would say to me. They would give me a pap smear, and if you know about pap smears, which you should, it only goes to the cervix. It does not go into the uterus. What was happening to my body was this, and nobody had a clue. Nobody. No medical person. They continued to give me testosterone, which was eliminating the estrogen in my body, which was eliminating the estrogen in my vagina, which was eliminating the estrogen in my reproductive system. I did not have a hysterectomy because the doctors told me I didn't need one. One day after the gym, bam, I fell on the fucking floor. I remember before that I was feeling really hot and flushed, and I was like, I don't feel good. Bam! I got rushed to the emergency room in Mexico. In that emergency room, they were like, and I said, hold up, wait a minute. I'm a man with a vagina. Mexico. I'm in Mexico. And I'm like, oh, señor, soy es hombre con vagina. That's how you say it. Soy es hombre con vagina. I'm a man with a vagina, I said. And the doctors were like, they didn't do this. They went like this. Okay. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. They went, okay. And I was like, wow. They were like, no problem, sir. We'll take care of you. I'm like, wow. In America, they would have fucking thrown me in the corner. These doctors were amazing. Basically, long story short, my reproductive system atrophied because of the testosterone and no estrogen. No estrogen, only testosterone. This is what happened. I had such a bad infection, I had gotten septic. My cervix and my uterus fused together. You hearing me? My uterus and my cervix fused together. If you know anything about female anatomy or the reproductive system or any of that, it needs to be open and flowing. My uterus became a petri dish. A petri dish. What happened? It exploded. What happened? I became septic. What happened? The doctor said if I didn't get to the hospital 5 minutes earlier, I would be dead. I would be dead right now. You would not be sitting here listening to Trampa. All of that comes from what? Vaginal health. Vaginal health. Trans male vaginal health. The doctor said this to me. If they only would have given you a little estrogen, this would have never happened. The doctor said to me, if they would have only given you estrogen, this would have never happened. But not one single one of those gynecologists or doctors ever thought of giving me an ultrasound, which they should have been doing. Never one of those. When I said I have pain here, all they did was say, you're fine. The pain was what? The pain was atrophying of my reproductive system, creating an infection inside of my body where nobody fucking knew what to do. Hi, Sean. How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you. Miss you, too. It's so great to see you. Thank you for coming on. Alex has just wanted to let the group know that I'm doing better now and have a friend that is going to try and house me for a while. Oh, right on, Alex. Way to go, my friend. That's taking care of yourself. And that's what we encourage here. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. There's so many people becoming homeless right now. So many people with vaginas that are hurting them. Take care of you. Take care of you no matter what. Take care of you. Your vagina health is your responsibility. Your butthole health is your responsibility. Your testosterone health is your responsibility. It's not the doctor's, it's yours. If in any way you feel like your doctor is not treating you properly, get the fuck out. Talk to your doctor. Find somebody who understands. If they don't understand, you have to educate them. You have to educate the doctor. I created this not to be famous, but to create awareness around men's vaginal health. I said it, men's vaginal health. We better start to talk about it. I almost fucking died. Yet that's 1 in a billion probably fucking stories, but mine gets lost in the mix. It feels like nobody fucking is listening. So now I had to create a product that gets me into where? Where does it get me into? It gets me into the gynecological offices. Now I can show up to the medical conferences with my shit in tow. And I could say, hello, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? And if you don't know who I am, you're going to know who I am right now. It's what I did yesterday. It is true, Fernie. It's true for everyone. If you're not getting good medical care, you must take responsibility for yourself and speak up. You never have to stay with a doctor. Listen to me. Don't feel intimidated by any medical professional. Ever. Ever. First off, they work for you. Secondly, they are practicing medicine. Listen to me. I'm not big on Western medicine at all. But sometimes we need it. Francisca says, for reals, I learned a lot. Didn't know this stuff. I'm not trans, but most of my friends are, and it's not like these combos. They won't come up, my friend. Stay here. Bring it back to your friends. They don't talk like that because they're not comfortable, and it's not up to them. If you're not comfortable, I'm comfortable. I bring up the B cup. Guess what the B cup does? The B cup brings up fucking shit that nobody else wants to talk about, but everyone else, but that they want to hear it. There are so many people in our community who are afraid to speak out because we have trolls. Listen to me, Francesca. We have a lot of gatekeepers in this community. We have a lot of people who will not let people speak the way I speak. The problem is that, well, that's not a problem. The thing is that I don't give a fuck. That's the thing is, that is not my community. My community is human beings. My community is not a bunch of fucking trolls or a bunch of fucking people telling me how to speak. That's not a community. And my friend, that is why we started the B Cup, because we created a community where we engage with each other about topics that everyone else is skirting over and pretending like they're non-existent. How many times have you heard people talk about men's vaginas and men's vaginal health? Probably that many times, probably that many times, probably that many times, probably maybe that many times. That's not okay. That's not okay. It is, again, our responsibility as trans men. Mike said this summer I changed the doctor because he would have taken care of my ass. The moment he went there without a glove, what? Fucking report that doctor. Those doctors need to be reported. Sean says, my cousin passed away a couple of weeks ago at the young age of 49. I'm sorry, because her backward-ass doctor would not listen to her. Go watch this movie. Listen to me right now, kids. Go watch this movie. It's called Southern Comfort. It was made like about 20 years ago, maybe less, maybe 15 or so. I don't remember. It's a brilliant film about a brilliant guy in the trans man community who's a pioneer, but he talks about dying because guess why? No doctor would help him. He lives in the South, I think in Georgia. Watch the movie Southern Comfort and you'll understand why I'm sitting here talking about vaginal fucking health. How dare we don't talk about our fucking vaginal health? Thank you, Rocky. How dare we don't talk about our own bodies? I don't give a fuck if you call it a vagina, pussy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Your manhole, your front hole, your dick, your cock, your genitals, your thing, your junk. It doesn't matter what you call it. The reality of the situation is it is a vagina. It is a vagina that needs health. Your vagina will kill you if you don't take care of it. My vagina almost killed me because I didn't take care of it. And nobody told me. I am here to tell you this because it was my experience. You can take it or leave it. But your vagina will not function properly. Your vagina will betray you. Your vagina could ultimately kill you if you do not understand how it works as a trans man and what kind of health practices you need to do as a trans man. And that's a reality of my life. I almost died because I didn't understand vaginal health. Stop acting like a bunch of immature children out there and saying like, can't call it a vagina. It's not my vagina. I don't give a fuck what you call it. Sit down and listen to what I'm saying. It isn't about what you call it. It isn't about it being feminine. It isn't about it being from your past life. It's about now. Right the fuck now, people. And right now you have a vagina. And that vagina is something that's on your body. And that's something that needs to go to the doctor, whether you like it or not. It's like, you better brush your fucking teeth. Because if you're not brushing your teeth, guess what's going to happen? All your fucking teeth are going to fall out. It's real. You brush your teeth. I'm sure you brush your teeth, okay? And if you're not brushing your teeth, you better start brushing your teeth. But that's the point. If you're brushing your teeth, you better fucking also wash and clean and look at your vagina. Because if you don't, it's gonna kill you. People. It's just upsetting to me. You want to know why? Carrie says, hi Carrie. Carrie says, Southern Comfort was an amazing documentary. One of the first transgender documentaries I saw. Everyone should watch it. And you'll understand what I'm talking about. Benny says, I'm going to talk to my son about this. I don't want anything. Please, Benny, please. And if you want your son to reach out to me and have a discussion, please. Now, that said, I'm working on a workshop right now. A mangina workshop. A mangina talking about mangina health. Man-vagina health. We must talk about this. And if we don't talk about it, it's our own fucking fault for being sick. And that's what I'm going to say. How the fuck is the medical world going to even understand us if we don't come to them? They're not. I say it all the time. I say it with therapists. I say it with the world. We must educate. We must educate. And if you don't think so, you're a narcissistic, egotistical asshole to think that people are just going to magically know about us. They don't magically, and it is not their job. There's this idea out there in the transgender community that it's other people's job to learn about us. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I disagree. You can think that if you want to. I disagree. It is our job. It is our job. It is my job to educate the rest of the world about a person like me. Just my opinion. Exactly. Sean says, when I go to the doctor here in North Carolina, I have to educate them on everything, which is scary that they are so uneducated here. It is so different in the North with healthcare. It's like that here, my friend. I live in Los Angeles. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. Rocky says, I found that if your medical provider does not know what WPATH guidelines are, you should ask them to refer you to someone who is. This is how I've connected with several providers. Thank you for that information, Rocky. That's great info. It's everyone's job to self-advocate. And it's everyone's job to be part of the change. If you are privileged enough to be sitting here in the skin and the space and the identity that you have chosen, you are privileged. And you cannot just take that privilege for granted. You can't. You have to give back to our community, whatever that means. Mentoring a youngster, talking out about health, talking about your own transition, creating a space for somebody who isn't as who isn't as you are. You know what I'm talking about. I don't even need to say it. Create those spaces, kids. Don't just take. Don't just take. You have to give back. It is the reason our community is so fucked up. Everyone's taking. Do you notice that? Everyone is taking. Nobody's fucking giving back. The B cup is giving back because we decided we were sick of just everybody taking or everybody telling us how to be or everyone just being trans. What does it mean to be trans? It means it just is an identity. Being trans is just an identity, okay? It shouldn't be everything. Being trans is a small part of who you are. Do you understand that? And if it's everything you are, then you've missed the point and you're not living your life fully. Casey says, seems silly to say, but if you are happening to feel bad or sad or scared when thinking of effort, know that people care about you and please take care of your health. People care about you. Right on. It's not silly. It's a nice thing to say, Casey. Beck says, my last doctor was so ignorant that I had to explain to him what CBD. A lot of people don't know what CBD is. They have no idea about gender issues. I have changed doctors. I wish I could educate them further. Hey, maybe you can. They're not all necessarily going to be okay with being educated by us either. You know that. You know that. They're just not. They're just not. Because doctors have egos. You know that doctors have egos. And that's also another thing. Beck says, oh, no, I already read that. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to drink my coffee. It's 9:10. Remember your identity. That's what we discussed today. We also discussed medical health, specifically vaginal, men's vaginal health. It is unbelievable to me that we pretend like our vaginas are just going to be okay. Why do they talk to women about their vaginas and their vagina health? And they make such a big fucking deal about it. Why are they not talking about men's vaginal health? You want to know why? Because they're not educated on it. Because they're not talking about it. Because nobody's talking about it. We have to change that. We have to change that. It is our responsibility to start to talk about vaginal health. And with that, my friends, I'm going to leave you a little bit with this. Brendan says, my psychiatrist was not impressed by me taking CBD instead of prescribed meds. Of course they weren't, Brendan. They don't understand. I highly recommend you stay on the CBD and not the drugs. Because that CBD is going to make you feel better. It's not going to mask the problems. Mike says, I do have an uncle that's a general surgeon plus a uni professor. His ego is way... Yep. In the end, we stopped having... Yeah. I don't know why medical doctors have such egos, but they do. Here's the deal. Remember what I said early on? Yeah, I do have my PSA online. Go look at my gynecological PSA that I have on there. It gets used in a lot of places. Carrie says, I love this group. Almost every other transgender discussion group I've joined with seems to be focused on preserving everyone's triggers instead of helping. Oh, remind me to tell you about the trigger warning thing someone sent me. So I posted about the party that I'm doing in San Francisco, a cannabis sex party. If you're going to be in San Francisco for Folsom, come to the cannabis sex party. But anyway, this kid wrote on my thing, I'm going to have to stop following you because your cannabis postings are triggering me. I'm like, yeah, I think you should leave. Thank you. What? You know, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Triggers are horrible. Yeah, I'm coming to San Francisco this week. I'll be there the 21st to the 27th. Look at all my postings. I'm in a ton of parties. Come and see me. Listen, triggers are real. I get it. I understand it. They're horrible. Why are we teaching people to embrace their triggers? Why? Why? Why are we not teaching people to say, yes, let's remove the trigger. You have a trigger. How do we help you have a life of freedom? I don't understand it. I don't. It's something that clearly I have issues with. Because I don't want you to be stuck in the trigger fucking thing. It's such a cop-out to me. It's such an easy thing to do. It's such an easy thing to do. Do you know what? When you've given people the trigger card, you've given people, I think, You've given people permission not to deal with shit. That's what I think. Triggers are real. We all have them. I have them. We have them. But the problem with saying you have triggers every time you walk through the door is you'll never, ever, ever get anywhere. Because now you have the trigger card. It's like the get out of jail free card. It's like you're always going to be pulling that fucking thing out. I can't come here because I'm triggered. I can't come here because I'm triggered. Yeah, you are triggered. Yeah. Why? Why are you triggered? Is anybody asking you that question? Why? Why? Now that we know why, let's figure out how to get rid of it. Let's get rid of the trigger card. Rocky says, life happens just outside of your comfort zone. Boundaries are okay, but hiding from the realities. Mike says, triggers and microaggressions transforming people into a... Yes! And we've given them these words. We've taken words that are really powerful words, trigger and microaggressions, which were probably used in medical, right, facilities or medical places to treat real fucked up PTSD shit. Now, I know there's layers, but, you know, really more in a medical way. And we've taken those and we've put them into a community basket. So now that everyone can just, because now we're just teaching people in our community that everyone has a trigger. Carrie says we should be helping each other to overcome our triggers as opposed to creating artificial, and that's exactly clear. That doesn't prepare us for the realities of the world. An artificial environment. And that's that environment that those groups have formed that don't like us or me because we speak out against triggers as if we're being insensitive. I am not insensitive. Let me take my hat off. I am not insensitive. I'm very sensitive to everything that happens to everyone in this community. What I am is a realist. I'm a realist. I'm a person who lives by being real. I have nothing to hide from you. I have nothing to be afraid of you. I have nothing vested in you. I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. I don't care about any of that. You don't ever have to be my friend. I don't really fucking care. But you should listen to what I'm saying and listen to me and take from it what you can or not. Disagree with me 100%. Or not. But you must understand that I will continue to speak out what I believe. Because it's my life and my truth. I believe triggers are a crutch. I believe that teaching our community to hold on to their triggers and to hold on to this idea that triggers are something you can continually pull out and block everybody from your life is debilitating, is serving you nothing, will create you into a robot, will make you so sick and so disconnected from the world that you will never be a functioning person. So why are you even transitioning? Why are you even transitioning if all you do is have triggers? Why are you transitioning? Isn't transitioning supposed to be a new life for you? Isn't transitioning supposed to be a way out of that misery and hate and bullshit that's triggering you every day? Isn't transitioning a fucking opportunity for a new life? Isn't that the reason why you are transitioning? Why are you transitioning? What makes you think that you're transgender? What makes you think that you're not transgender? What makes you think that you're gender? What are all these things? There's something going on in your brain. You're definitely thinking about it. But what is it that you're thinking about? And what is it that you need from other people in this community in order to make you feel whole? What is it? Why do you need other people in this community to tell you that you are? Why can't you find your own identity? Where's your identity? Where's the identity that you want to create? I created my identity. I don't give a fuck if you don't like my identity as a tranny, as a transsexual, as a man with a vagina, right? As a muscular man with a bald head and tattoos and masculinity up the ass. Yes, I'm a very masculine man. I want to be a masculine man. I believe in masculinity. I love masculinity. It doesn't make me an asshole. It doesn't make me an asshole. It's just my physical being. I want to look this way. I choose to look this way. Don't you fucking dare tell me my identity doesn't count. My identity is toxic. My identity is not. My identity, you are not transsexual. This, my friends, is the dangerous part that we have let this community do. No wonder we all have fucking triggers. No wonder we're all fucking... Because we can't even be ourselves without another goddamn trans man telling you you're not. Who the fuck gave another trans man the authority or the being to be bigger than me or to be better than me? Not one motherfucking person in this whole goddamn community is anywhere near better than me. You are the same as me. We are on the same level. I have a different experience than you. I'm probably fucking older than you. I've had way different experiences than you, but I'll tell you this. You are me and I am you, whether you fucking like it or not. And that, my friend, is the reason why you need to shut the fuck up, create your own identity, sit down, and stop reacting to everyone else in this community as if they are against you. Nobody's against you. You are creating that wall. You are creating that block. You are creating that idea that I can't speak out. Yes, you can. When those people in that community tell you you are not trans enough, when those people in that community tell you that you can't be a man with a vagina, when those people in that community tell you that you are not, you better leave. You better leave. Because then, I'm going to tell you right then and there, you are going to respect yourself. Respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, nobody will. You want to be a fucking carpet in the front. What is it called? Where you wipe your fucking feet? A doormat. You want to be a doormat? Go ahead, be a doormat. That's your identity. But don't tell me I'm a doormat, and don't let other fucking people be doormats in this community. We're not fucking doormats, and we're not laying down to let you fucking wipe your feet on us. We fought too. Every single fucking person in this community, every single fucking person in this community has the right to identify the way they want to. They have the right to speak their own language. They have the right to dress their own clothes. They have a right to paint their nails today or not tomorrow. You have the right to grow a mustache. I will say it every day. Stop it. It is not a community. It is not a community when there's this bullshit fucking hashtag community of trans is beautiful. It's all fake. It's all fake. That goddamn hashtag trans is beautiful kills me. Because the people I see putting that trans is beautiful are the people who are fucking talking shit about other trans people. And I'm like, you fucking hypocrites. You fucking little goddamn hypocrites. Putting these fucking hashtags on shit when they're sitting there dragging other trans people down. That, my friends, is hypocrisy at its finest in this community. At its finest. We've created this idea and this bubble that if you put hashtags and you wear a t-shirt that says I'm trans and you do all these things, then you're trans. A t-shirt doesn't make you trans, my friend, and a t-shirt doesn't make you the leader of a community. There are no leaders of this community. Let me just express that to you now. There are no leaders. There are people, there are voices, there are togetherness, but there are no goddamn leaders. And if you think you're a fucking leader, you better step the fuck back because you're not a leader. You're just a person who has a story that could possibly help other people. But you do not control this community. You do not control this community. Azara, good morning, my friend, says triggers are from complex PTSD. Triggers are not intolerance towards words and phrases. Did you hear that? I will say it again. Triggers are from complex PTSD. Triggers are not intolerance to words and phrases. Thank you, Azra. I appreciate that. Carrie says trans is beautiful as long as it fits their personal ideas of what makes you trans. Trans is beautiful. Gay is beautiful. Straight is beautiful. I understand it. Trust me. But you cannot be putting a hashtag trans is beautiful and turning around and saying, Joe over there isn't really trans because Joe over there still has a vagina and he talks about it. You better stop putting that fucking trans is beautiful hashtag if any of that trash ever comes out of your mouth. Because then you're not really living by the real fucking words. You're just a fucking shell of a person who is copying everybody else and walking the walk, talking that talk. I am a trans person. I am a trans person. This is what we have become. I have triggers. I am a trans person. I say transgender because it's an umbrella term. We do not use transsexual anymore. We are all the same. We are all the same. What the fuck? Are you kidding? Fuck you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get sucked into it. It's all rhetoric. It's all ideology. It's all a way to control you. Think about it. I'm going to leave you with that thought. Think about it. I must go. I drank all my coffee, but I'm going to go to the gym now. I'm pumped. I hope you are too. Before I leave, I want to remind you of this. If you go to your gynecologist's office, you must talk about this lube. Not because I'm going to make $1 million, because I'm not. Because it's about us. This is about our vaginal health. This is about us starting the conversation. This is about us being on the fucking shelf alongside every other lube. Okay? When our trans brothers, siblings, cousins see this, they're going to be like, oh, I can talk about my vagina. I can talk about my vagina. This opened it up. That's all I want to say to you kids. Talk about your fucking vagina. It's yours. Until you decide to get the penis surgery, you have a fucking vagina. Trampaw's talking real to you right now. Listen to me. Until you decide to get the goddamn penis surgery, you have a vagina. And that vagina needs health care. It's not going to go away. It's not going to clean itself out. It's not going to fucking function properly. It's not going to work good unless you take care of it. It's like your child. Take care of your child. Your vagina is part of your body. You're going to let it just starve and rot off? No, you're not. Because then what's the whole fucking point of transitioning? Every single part of your body is your body, including your vagina. Stop disconnecting from it. You don't have to call it a vagina. I don't care what you call it. Go to the doctor and say my manhole. Go to the doctor and say my front hole. Go to the doctor and say my genitals. Go to the doctor and say my dick, even though it looks a little bit different. Name it whatever the fuck you want to name it. But take care of it. Okay? I love you. I don't want to see you go through what I went through. I went through hell. Because I didn't take care of it. Because nobody knew how to take care of it. I already went through it for you. I went through death and came back for you. I'm here for a reason. To tell you that if you don't take care of your vagina and you aren't looking at how much estrogen is your body, you could die. You could die because I almost did it. It's a real life story. And shame on our community for only talking about triggers and only talking about PTSD, but not talking about vaginal health. Go figure, my friends. Go figure. It's more important for those motherfuckers in this community to worry about what you're doing than vaginal health. Now, does that make it sound to me, to you and me, that they really care about us? They don't, because if they did, they'd be talking about healthcare. They wouldn't be talking about fucking bullshit like, let's call everybody out on every word they use. They wouldn't be doing that, because who cares what anybody fucking says? Unless someone is straight in your face calling you an asshole, or a tranny, or a dyke, or a whatever the fuck, unless they're in your face, who cares? Who cares? Who the fuck cares? It's just a word. And if you give the power of the word tranny that much power, shame on you. Shame on you. Because you have more important things to worry about, like your vaginal health. Tranny, tranny, tranny will always be there. It will be there forever. Forever. I guarantee you. Listen to me today on September 18th. 2017, I am telling you the word tranny will be here forever. And you want to know why? Because many of us embrace it and we use it and it ain't going nowhere. So let it go. If it triggers you, let it go because it ain't going anywhere. It's going nowhere. It's staying right here in our community, alive and well, as a term of endearment, whether you like it or not. So move on, my friends. Figure out something else. Work on yourself. Clean your own mind. Clean your own soul. Let go. Let the universe take control. You have no control. You have no control. The universe has control. And once you understand that, and once you release the anger and the pain and the anguish that you have, your life will be incredible. With that, my friends, I love you very much. And I hope that you have a beautiful Monday. And I'm heading to San Francisco, but we'll talk more about that tomorrow and on Thursday. But I love you guys a lot. You mean the world to me. And so I'm going to let YouTube go here because I always let you guys go first. But thanks for joining us this morning. I love you guys a lot. I'll see you tomorrow.